So let's get into the real deal, the economic aspects that need to be discussed. $6,000 owed. By January, more than 11 million households will owe more than $6,000 in back rent, utilities, and late fees on average, about 4 months worth. According to Moody's, that's a collective deficit of $70 billion. There's more detail if you want to check it out. But look at what we've been talking about this whole time. I said throughout this period, you're giving people the chance to not pay their bills for a period. Maybe it's their rent, it's their mortgage. But what are you really doing? That amount every month, let's say, right? This is your monthly paychecks every single month. And so what they are saying is you can actually skip all of these and come into a later date and then you could pay here. But all of these that were not paid are simply pushed off into the future, and they're going to have to pay $6,000 on average. And do people have that? No, because I have told you so many times before, the average person, $200 to $400, that's what they've got. And this just tells you that we have a crisis that nobody seems to be acknowledging. Big issues right here for 2021. But it seems like the market doesn't care. A speculative frenzy is sweeping Wall Street and world markets. Talking about the IPOs, so much money is flooding in. I could take a piece of garbage, I could list it on the exchange, I can open up the books, show you that it's a piece of worthless garbage right here, and we think that it is the best thing since sliced bread. I'll do the marketing left, right, and center. I'll get Kim Kardashian to dance around it, and I will become a trillionaire. That's the way that it is working today. And I know it sounds silly, it sounds like nonsense, but it would actually work. Few charts really quickly. The big easy financial conditions from credit to stocks are looser than ever. We're looking at Goldman's US Financial Conditions Index. Look at that, going all the way back to 1990 up until today. Never seen anything like this before. Shiny new stocks, strong IPO gains have drawn a strong inflow to new issues. ETF, looking at the Renaissance IPO ETF, skyrocketing right now. I've shown you that just recently actually. Record speculation, call option trading on stocks and indexes surges to an all-time high. That doesn't surprise me. I know it doesn't surprise you either. And a rock bottom, yields tumble to record low. Look at what has been happening. This chart goes back from 2000 essentially up until the present. Very clearly where the direction is heading. Some say, oh, it'll never go lower. Some say it's going to go much, much higher. I don't know, but I can definitely see the trend. Then we look at this, the last chart I think I have, or maybe one more. Historic rally engulfs the world of emerging market debt. Now, you can see the same kind of situation here. It's all over the world, no matter where you look. Last one, I wanted to give something that I believe is quite true. For those who have waited to the end, you get the good stuff. Now, currently, there are a vast number of investors that are falling prey to the Dunning-Kruger effect. And I've seen many comments about Dunning-Kruger here, so I know that people are already aware of it, but let me just quickly read this to you because it's interesting. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. It is related to the cognitive bias of illusory superiority and comes from people's inability to recognize their lack of ability. The Dunning-Kruger effect observes that people who are the most ignorant about something will be the least aware of their own ignorance. They have the highest sense of false confidence. I see this all the time. It is so very clear today. And it's funny because you have this image in my mind always comes in where you've got a gentleman who thinks he can do it. He gets up on the ladder, he climbs the side of the house and falls off because he didn't have the ability, didn't know where to put the ladder properly, and didn't set the feet on in a right way to have a stable footing, and he falls off. This is the same thing with investing going on today. It's become speculating today, and those who do not read, those who do not understand history are ultimately the most confident. Those who really get it always think to themselves, there's so much fragility here, there's so much concern, so I'm going to be cautious, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to always hedge my bets. Today, that's not happening for the most part.